Hello and welcome, 5 p.m. I mean, I'm also getting tired of talking about Pakistan, and so are you guys, right? We keep talking about Pakistan, expecting there will be a breakthrough, but there is no breakthrough. Having said that, interesting. What happened last night was fascinating. The Pakistan media manager sends out a message, a WhatsApp message to his players, where he talks about the team and also mentions in that WhatsApp message that this is the same team that will travel for the World Cup to Sri Lanka. It's clearly messaged or written in the WhatsApp message. In some time, he deletes that message, and this is the message Gargi is showing on your screen. Look at this. Update on the Pakistan T20 squad. Fast bowler Mohammad Wasim has been released from Pakistan squad, remaining two matches. Pakistan will complete the series with the 15-member squad that will travel onwards for the ICC Cricket World Cup. That was the release. And thereafter, the release was changed to update on Pakistan's T20 squad. Fast bowler Mohammad Wasim Jr. has been released, etc., etc. Pakistan will complete the series with the 15-member squad that will travel onwards for the ICC World Cup. That has been taken out. Now, all of us know that Mohammad Wasim's news was not the real news in this. The more important news, obviously, would have been the World Cup one. The media manager cannot, on his own, either add that or take it out. The media manager may have added it thinking, okay, on Monday, the team is supposed to fly out. On Monday, Pakistan is supposed to take the Air Lanka flight alongside Australia to travel to Sri Lanka. So it's routine. The fact that he was asked to take it out, or he did take it out, could not have come without the instructions from the top brass, in this case, Mohsin Naqvi. Second point, Pakistan was supposed to release their kit ahead of the toss or during the toss of the second Australia T20. Last minute, it was cancelled due to what they are saying unavoidable circumstances, and that's the kind of update that's coming from there. Two thoughts or two schools of opinion, both coming from Pakistan. One school of opinion is this, that it is not looking nice that Pakistan cancelled the kit launch, or rather the kit release, and it is being said that the Foreign Office will make the final announcement on Monday. So that's one school of opinion which is telling me that the Foreign Office in Pakistan will make the final announcement on Monday. Even the Pak media, senior people within the Pakistan media have literally been gagged. I mean, none of them are publicly talking about the matter because they have literally been gagged. So that's also happening. Senior people from within the Pakistan media are not publicly speaking out. So that's one school of opinion. The other school of opinion, and that too is interesting. The other school of opinion is that this cancellation of the kit issue, the cancellation of the kit issue has nothing to do with cricket. It is the problems over Baluchistan. The cancellation of the kit issue has nothing to do with the ICC. It is the violence and problems related to Baluchistan, the issue of Baluchistan, and that is why there is. So it has nothing to do with this particular World Cup participation or not. A lot of people have been killed in the Baluchistan attacks. You know, security officials, militants killed in southwest Pakistan, and Mohsin Naqvi, being the Interior Affairs Minister in separatist attacks in southwest Pakistan, Mohsin Naqvi being the Interior Affairs Minister, obviously his focus has to be these separatist attacks and not on cricket, which is why the kit release was cancelled at the very last moment because of the political disturbance or the political strife. That's what we are being told. So, two different schools of opinion coming from Pakistan on the kit release issue. Now let's get to the root of this matter. What I just told you at the start of the show, that the Pakistan media manager had issued this press release, or rather the media release, which said that this Pakistan team will, the 15-member squad will then continue for the ICC Cricket World Cup. Now, here's what it is. If it's done, now obviously the media manager had sent that note out, which got leaked, and it's there everywhere in the media. Rohit Juglan had done a story Our people have done multiple stories. There are multiple other stories also in the public domain. Now, if the media release was leaked last night, which also had the mention of the fact that Pakistan, this is the squad that will travel to Sri Lanka for the ICC Cricket World Cup, it's evident that the decision has been taken, that Pakistan will travel to Sri Lanka for the World Cup. That decision has evidently been taken. At the same time, Mohsin Naqvi was on record on Tuesday saying that the final decision will be communicated on Friday or Monday. Friday is long gone. If the media manager issued the press release, the decision has been done. So, why is it that Pakistan is not announcing the decision to the world? Why is it that Pakistan is holding on to the cards? Why is it that Pakistan wants to add to the drama? Why is it that Pakistan wants to add to the intrigue? There are a few people in Pakistan who want the boycott. There are some sensible voices in Pakistan who do not want the boycott. In fact, from what I understand, former players, Ramiz Raja, for example, they have multiple times impressed upon Naqvi the pitfalls, or rather the problems, that the boycott can bring in its wake. Naqvi has been repeatedly told that look, a boycott can lead to even suspension of the Pakistan Cricket Board by the ICC. You cannot get away saying government has not allowed, because you are the one who had asked for the hybrid model. The World Cup is being played on the hybrid model. India followed that hybrid model, went to Dubai and played the ICC Champions Trophy there. Basis that, Pakistan was to play in Sri Lanka. Political situation in Sri Lanka has not deteriorated. Political situation in Sri Lanka is totally fine. So, in order for Pakistan to stand on firm ground and say that, oh, you know what, this is the reason that Pakistan has decided to go ahead and boycott, it actually doesn't exist. So there is this school of thought in Pakistan, and as I said, people like Ramiz Raja and some of the others who have impressed upon Mohsin Naqvi that it's not actually fair to kind of say that Pakistan will boycott or Pakistan can boycott. The second school of thought, the more radical school of thought or the more fundamentalist school of thought, is politics reigns supreme. This is an absolute out and out political call to woo the domestic electorate, the fundamentalist section of society, the radical electorate, saying, oh, you know what, we have been able to stand by Bangladesh by doing this. And Pakistan, from the very start, had sided with Bangladesh. This is our way of standing by our word, and we have gone with Bangladesh and have decided to kind of withdraw or boycott. Now, this is a very marginal opinion, very, very marginal opinion from what I understand. As I said, only Pakistan knows Pakistan's mind. It will be announced by the Foreign Office. The decision will be announced by the Foreign Office possibly on Monday. But as of now, the chances of Pakistan boycotting are practically minuscule. Secondly, Pakistan might just leave the India match decision in abeyance. So what they can do is they travel to Sri Lanka. They decide on announcing the team for the World Cup. They decide on saying that, oh, you know what, we will play the World Cup and here is the team, and they make the 15 public. Thereafter, they decide not to reveal whether they will play the India game or not, in trying to add to the drama or add to the intrigue. This can very well happen on Monday. So you give in, yet you don't give in. So you try, and you know that the writing is on the wall. You know that the ICC will take stern steps. You know that we might be in trouble. Yet you might just continue with your posturing in a manner. You might want to continue with your posturing in a manner that you do not want to appear weak or appear something like that. So that's something that might well happen in the case of Pakistan on Monday, when the Foreign Office kind of decides. You know, that is also a very likely possibility, that Pakistan will travel to Sri Lanka for the World Cup, but at the same time, they will not say whether they will play the India game. Couple of things that I'm also hearing is that Pakistan's membership might be suspended by the ICC. Can they do that? There is a question. I've asked a couple of leading sports lawyers that is it possible for ICC to take that level of a harsh call? The ICC board can. Can such a call be ratified? Yes, it can be. Can the ICC push the bar and alienate and and clearly ostracize Pakistan cricket for taking this call? Yes, it is a possibility. If you ask the sources within the ICC, you will know that the ICC is also at its wits' end. Tomorrow is 1st of February. ICC has gone ahead and announced the match officials for the India game. ICC has already announced the people who will be officiating in the India game. And yet, Pakistan has not confirmed their participation. Now, this is frankly outrageous. Let's face it. I mean, you can't do it as a responsible member board. You don't want to participate in the World Cup, fair enough. You don't want to be a part of the World Cup, no problem. But you cannot hold the sport to ransom and try to harm the sport by trying to do this to the ICC and the BCCI. You can't do that. This cannot be good governance. This cannot be best practice. And this is exactly what Pakistan is doing. They will travel on Monday. And even if they travel on Monday, they will say they have not decided on whether to play the India game or not. That could be a last minute decision. They will try and push the intrigue, push the drama, create the tension, create the kind of uncertainty around the game. What does this do? I know sports tourism operators who are working closely with the ICC. The people who are partnering the ICC for the ICC Travel and Tours program. Now, each of these partners, they go on to sell tickets, sell packages for fans from different parts of the world and all of that. Now, these are costly packages. These are tour itineraries that fans from around the world buy into. Now, all of the fans who are willing or wanting to invest in this game travel to Sri Lanka from different parts of the world now are in doubt. Should we or should we not? Should we go or should we not? Will the game happen? Will the game not happen? Is Pakistan eventually going to travel or will they not travel? So, everything has been muddled. Everything has been completely complicated as a result of this particular call by Pakistan. The delay call, the wait call, trying to add to the drama, trying to add to the intrigue, trying to add to the uncertainty. And you don't know why. Because between Friday and Monday, yes, there is a political disturbance in insurgency attack or whatever attacks in Balochistan, southwest Pakistan. But in Sri Lanka, has the situation changed between Friday and Monday? No. Will it change between Friday and Monday? No. If your media manager had put out a press release saying the team will travel, then clearly that decision has been taken. Now, if the decision has indeed been taken, what stops you? What stops you from not announcing it to the world? What stops you absolutely from announcing to the world? This is where matters become problematic. When fans, and I have been reached out, I mean, I've been contacted by many such people, many. Blend recipe. Don't you guys get tired of discussing the same thing? No, you can't stop it because fans reach out to you every day and ask, should we spend this money or we have spent this money? Imagine yourself in this position, Blend recipe, and I will tell you, if need be, the names of the people also of the ICC Travels and Tours who reach out to you and say, we are very stressed. We have sold tour packages, we have sold tickets, we have sold flights, we have sold itineraries. What are we supposed to tell these fans? Do you have an update? And this is not about, oh, one day I've said 4 days back, Pakistan might do this. It cannot be like that because there is no clarity. There is a degree of uncertainty. The veil of uncertainty has not lifted, Blend recipe. So these people, including yourself, if you did buy a package, or me, if I did buy a package or a ticket or a hotel or a flight, I don't know if that's happening. Now take the media. In my case, take my company. 6 or 7 people are supposed to travel, English, Bangla, Hindi, to Sri Lanka. Now, what is the travel itinerary? For Gargi Raut and Rohit Juglan from Delhi. For Bolia Majumdar, Devashish Sen from Shubhayan Chakraborty from Calcutta. For Ashok Dambudri from Dubai. For Shomik Chakraborty from Sri Lanka. And I'm giving you exact details. Now, 7 people from different parts of the country, Delhi, Calcutta, Mumbai, and Dubai, are traveling to Sri Lanka for the India-Pakistan game. Now, what is the itinerary? Gargi and Rohit will be doing the game in Delhi on the 12th and travel. We will be doing the games in Calcutta and then travel. Shomik will do the first India game and then travel. Ashok will directly travel from Dubai. So these are independent itineraries, independent of each other. Suppose Pakistan decide to boycott the Indian. What do you do then? You have paid for flights. Some of these flights are non-refundable. You have already booked the hotels. You have paid the hotels. Now the hotels will create trouble. In some cases, multiple rooms have been booked. In our case, I've given you the exact example blend recipe. Now, when I do that, today only my finance have asked, so what are we supposed to do? Now, you've already done all of this, assuming that it's an ICC tournament, the match is happening. Suppose Pakistan decide to boycott it last minute, what are you supposed to do? Your entire money is gone. Now, will anyone take responsibility for this inconvenience and try and refund the money? Try and refund the all the effort wasted, try and refund the harassment that you've been through. Because then what you have to do, you will have to cancel the Colombo leg. You will cover the other games, yes, but you'll have to cancel the Colombo leg and then send people to Ahmedabad again. So your entire plan, and I've just given you one example because you asked me the question, why do you want to discuss it? Because you have to update on every development. You have to update on what you are hearing from Pakistan. So I'm trying to be extremely rational and trying to make you understand that this is the issue. Tomorrow is the 1st of February, and within 7 days you have the World Cup that will start. You have 7 clear days, and you still don't know what exactly the outcome will be. That's how problematic this matter has become. You have no idea. Coming to tonight's game, Thiruvananthapuram will be Sanju Samson's last opportunity. From what I know, Ishan Kishan's niggle is well and truly under control. There will be no problems. Ishan Kishan should play. Or even if he doesn't, it is just a niggle and he will be fine. Tilak Verma is all set to make it back to the Indian team for the warm-up game or the intra-squad game on the 4th in Navi Mumbai. So almost every player now is fit. Washington Sundar also showing positive signs of becoming fit. So a uh, full strength Indian team is or will play the T20 World Cup. Now, if that is the case, the one real question here, or rather the one only question here, is it Sanju Samson or Ishan Kishan? Because there is no further debate on this matter. Is it Sanju Samson or Ishan Kishan? I know that a lot of people have told me, basis a couple of pieces that I've written, that Sanju Samson does have talent, and I agree. Sanju Samson does have talent. In the case of Shubman Gill, another example that people keep giving, in the case of Shubman Gill was given more than 10 opportunities. If you take the Asia Cup, you had 3 games against Pakistan, you had an Oman game, you had multiple other games, you had Sri Lanka, etc. Shubman Gill was given 6-7 opportunities there. Thereafter, in Australia, he was given another 3. Thereafter, he got the South Africa series as well. Shubman Gill was given 10 plus opportunities at the top of the order. Now, it is only natural that Sanju Samson should also be given an equal number of opportunities or close to that number of opportunities, because he has done well in the opening position in the past, having even got 300s in 8 games at one point. I buy into that point. I buy into the point that at a time when Shubman Gill was brought back, it was unfair on Sanju Samson. I also understand why Gill was brought back, but having said that, if I take the Sanju Samson case in isolation, I do believe that it was unfair on Sanju Samson. From that standpoint, Sanju Samson does deserve a longish run, 7-8 games. Having said that, this is the World Cup we are talking about. We don't have the 7-8 games. We have the 5 games against New Zealand, 4 gone, 1 left, which is tonight. And then you have the warm-up or the intra-squad match, and you go straight into the World Cup against the United States. And thereafter, you play the match against Namibia, and then you play against Pakistan, provided Pakistan does play. Okay? Now, that's the scenario. In such a scenario, are you going to give Sanju Samson that long rope? Are you going to give Sanju Samson that push? Or Shankho Guho, I'll answer that. Shankho, I'll answer that. Let me finish the Sanju Samson point, and I will come back to taking all questions. You guys know by now that I will take all questions and answer. The point here is very interesting, that in the Sanju Samson case, Do you go with that long rope formula that any player who has done well in the past deserves a long rope? And I believe that. I believe if Shubman Gill was given 10 opportunities, Sanju Samson should also be given 10 opportunities to prove his mettle. Four opportunities have been given. He hasn't done well. Fifth opportunity today. Now, if he doesn't do well today with the World Cup round the corner, only one intra squad or warm up game, and thereafter the match against the US, do you bank or punt on Sanju Samson, or do you go with someone who's the man in form? Had it been a bilateral series, I would have said keep punting on Sanju Samson because he too deserves a longish rope like Shubman Gill. But the moment I think, oh, you know what, this is the World Cup that's round the corner, I do think it's Ishan Kishan who has his nose ahead. I don't like to say it. I do think Sanju Samson is a man of talent and potential, but I also believe time is fast running out for him. Unless he gets a big score today, unless he silences his critics today and gets a 60 70 and makes a point, I don't think Sanju Samson will get the nod. I do think Ishan Kishan has done enough. The way he has batted, the aggressive intent with which he has batted, the comfort with which he has batted, the way he has middled the ball, the way he has done all of what he has done, I think Ishan Kishan has his nose ahead in this ruthless competitive field which is leading into the World Cup. So if you ask me, my position on Sanju Samson versus Ishan Kishan, unless a Sanju Samson blitzkrieg happens tonight or a real good cameo or a real good innings of 60 70 runs happens tonight from Sanju Samson, I think Sanju Samson might well be pipped by Ishan Kishan in the finals team. And this is where the matter is. You can absolutely argue that what happened with Sanju Samson during the Asia Cup was unfair. I buy that. You can argue that by getting in Shubman Gill at the top of the order, Sanju Samson's momentum could have been broken. I buy that. You can argue that the Shubman Gill experiment was a wrong experiment and should not have been done, or the selectors should have rethought that. I buy that. But I also believe that at this point in time, what is a matter of the past is a matter of the past. They tried an experiment, it didn't work. What they have tried is they've tried to get Sanju Samson back at the top of the order, and that too hasn't worked. Now, in these circumstances, you will have to put your best team ahead for India to win the World Cup. And in that best team, do you see a Sanju Samson or do you see an Ishan Kishan? The question is staring us straight on our face. In current form, based on what we have seen in the last few games, do you want to opt for a Sanju Samson or do you want to opt for an Ishan Kishan? In my case, with the World Cup round the corner, had it been, I am repeating myself again, had there been a bilateral series next door, I would have said continue with Sanju Samson. He will make it back. He's a good enough player. But with no bilateral series and the World Cup round the corner, I am saying and I will say it's Ishan Kishan that India should go with, who is the man in form, however unfortunate it is for Sanju Samson. And that's what I think should happen or could happen. We will have to wait and see what the team management and the selectors decide with Tilak Varma back. But my vote in this matter will firmly go to Ishan Kishan, and that's my call. So I'm not sitting on the fence on this matter at all. I've tried to explain in as much clear detail as to what I believe. You are more than welcome to disagree on this because there is no right and wrong. This is about your understanding of the game and how you see the situation. I have just explained my understanding of the situation and what I believe in. Let me take questions. Okay, quite a few questions. Odisha FC update, will give it when Pakistan stops. Let me do the cricket, Rudro Patnaik. I'll close out with Odisha FC. When Pakistan stops this type of nonsense, either play or not, when will Pakistan? You mean, do you think ICC should ban Pakistan from cricket? SAR 1075. ICC will ban Pakistan from cricket if these shenanigans continue. And if Pakistan eventually decide on a boycott, if they decide on not traveling to Sri Lanka, or if they decide on boycotting the India game, then a drastic step from the ICC is well and truly on the cards, and it is most welcome. Because if you behave in a roguish manner, it should be that the governing body of world cricket penalizes you for your actions. At this point in time, too premature. Nothing like this has happened, but no question that if something like this, as drastic as a boycott, does happen, the ICC will have every ground to go ahead and penalize Pakistan, which means a suspension. What is the procedure to cancel full membership? As I said, it will be a very complicated procedure. It will first involve suspension, it will involve ostracism, it will involve alienation, and then the matter will drag into court, the matter will become legal. There will be a lot of drama that will happen, but Pakistan stands to lose out, firstly, in terms of monetary compensation, which they will be penalized for. Secondly, in terms of players not being given NOCs to play the PSL, so the PSL could well become a dead property. Thirdly, bilateral tours to Pakistan could well stop as well. Yesterday, I was reading an article that why do Sena countries or Sena teams not send their best players to Pakistan? Now, if Pakistan does this kind of behavior, Australia did not send their best team, and also the team that was sent, Mitch Marsh, Marcus Stoinis, etc., were not even played in the first T20. A second-rate, third-rate Australian team was played. Pakistan apparently is miffed with it. They have every reason to, but when they are miffed with it, they should stand in front of the mirror and ask if they have done anything to deserve the cooperation and support of other cricketing boards, or if their shenanigans is such that they will not get the support of other cricketing boards. Blend recipe, I've answered yours. It's clear that Sanju and Ishan will open the innings. Ishan will keep the wickets. Abhishek will be rested. Kerala suggests that very clearly. I mean, that is not the point. The point is not about tonight's game. The point is about what will happen for the World Cup. What will happen for the warm-up game? Will it be? It is a. Obviously, Sanju Samson will get a game tonight, and Ishan Kishan will get a game tonight. But who gets the nod for the World Cup? I mean, and that is the only big selection conundrum that India has. Every other box for India, including the return of Tilak Verma, is now ticked. So will it be Sanju Samson or will it be Ishan Kishan for the World Cup is what we are discussing and trying to analyze. That for tonight, it frankly doesn't matter whether Sanju Samson or Ishan Kishan opens or whoever opens, but what will happen for the World Cup is massively important for India, and that's what we are discussing. Shobhoshachi Basu, this is a serious issue. You can't take fans for granted. What if Pakistan boycott the India game, return the amount, not only tickets, but those who traveling, amount from other countries plus hotel? Precisely what I'm saying, Shobhoshachi Basu, and this involves my own team. I'm telling you, it is a team of 7 that has their flights booked, their hotels booked. Some of this stuff is non-refundable, so we stand to lose lakhs. And in this case, we are not alone. There are millions of travel operators, ICC travel partners, fan clubs, fan armies, fan groups traveling for an India-Pakistan, corporates who book for an India-Pakistan game and travel from different parts of the world. So this is not, some joke going on here at all, that 1st of February and you still haven't announced the team. This is really serious matter, and that's what I'm highlighting time and again. Anushmita, Pakistan will play every match. Eventually, nothing will happen. I like your confidence, and I actually believe you are right. I also believe you are right. But with Pakistan, you never know, because this is a roguish country. Ultimately, political considerations reign supreme over every other consideration, be it cricket. That you will kind of destroy your own cricket, but if you think that this will rally the political constituency back home, you might well decide on doing that. So that's the problem, Anushmita. Logic and reason doesn't really have a place here. Nashili shouldn't then try Ishan as wicketkeeper, even if they're not going to start with him in the World Cup. Good point. But I do think Sanju will keep wickets tonight, and this is the final opportunity for him. If it doesn't come good, then in the warm-up game, you could well see Ishan on the 4th in Navi Mumbai. My understanding is Sanju's time is running out very fast, unless he kind of redeems himself tonight. Viraj More, how fair is for a player like Shreyash to be left on the bench without a chance to prove himself? Look, it's not about fair or unfair. If you look at it from Shreyash's point of view, you might say, it's unfair, but he wasn't part of the T20 side. He wasn't part of your World Cup squad. He came in as an injury replacement. And thereafter, India was experimenting with the players who are in the squad or who can make the squad. So it's not about an individual. It's about the collective, Viraj. It's about the requirements of the team. Which gap do you want to fill? What kind of experiment do you want to do? Because you need that answer ahead of the World Cup. So I don't think it's a question per se from the perspective of Shreyash Iyer. If you isolate it and say from the perspective of Shreyash, then you might feel that yes, he has been hard done, but it is a team sport. It's never about that individual. Rudro, I will finish with your thing. Shanko, unlike 2-3 days earlier, Now you don't seem to be confident. What may have gone wrong? Shankar, not at all. Pakistan had made, I'm very, very confident Pakistan will travel. I'm very confident that eventually they will understand that the threat is way too much. Way too much. The threat of ostracism, alienation, financial penalty, suspension from the ICC is way too strong compared to the boycott that they might just want to try out. What they will do, or is capable of doing, they are doing, is add to the drama and add to the intrigue. And doing this, they are actually impacting the fans, impacting everybody, impacting people from making plans. That's what the matter is, Shanko, and that's where I have objections to. I don't think if you're a member board, you have to behave with a lot more responsibility. You cannot take people for granted, is what I absolutely firmly believe in. Shubman Gill's inclusion in the Asia Cup in the T20 setup, Samson's batting order was changed. This led to his downfall. Sammy 1735. You have a fair point, Sammy. Sanju Samson had a settled batting position at that point in time. It was messed around with, and thereafter he has not been able to be successful. But as I said, you can absolutely say it was not the most fair call. On the other hand, the selectors will say they had every reason to try out Shubman Gill, who was part of the T20 setup before he was invested with the test responsibility. So they had reason to believe that Shubman Gill should be tried out. And I understand that perspective as well. So this is not an open and shut case. This is not that easy a problem that, oh, you know what, Sanju Samson has been mucked around with, and there was no reason for the selectors to do that. It was a vindictive call. It was not a fair call. You cannot say that. You have to understand from the perspective of the selectors, and they had reason to go with Shubman Gill, who has done extremely well. Who has done extremely well, for example, in the IPL. Evan, 5 matches enough to judge if he's not performing. Replaced with Ishan. Evan, I think you're right. I do think you're right, and that's where my own understanding is also geared to, that he's not doing really well, so you replace him with Ishan. But I also understand that it will be a harsh call, because when you give another player an opportunity to kind of prove himself in 10 games, and you give Sanju Samson 5 games, you might just feel that this is not the most fair treatment. But with the World Cup round the corner, I absolutely believe what you're saying has a lot of merit. Sammy, yeah, Ishan is in form, should go with. I've answered that. It's Sanju's fault. We can't blame any person, the BCCI selectors. No, it's not entirely right, Evan. I think at the time of the Asia Cup, it was not Sanju's fault at all. The selectors at that point in time tried to fix something which need not have been fixed. They tried to go with Shubman Gill. Sanju Samson had made that position his own. He had scored hundreds. He had got runs at the top of the order. He had looked decent. All of a sudden, you messed around with that position. So it's not entirely Sanju Samson's fault. Having said that, in modern day sport, you have to be flexible. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to make the most of whatever opportunity comes your way. So I understand. I absolutely understand. What you are saying, but at the same time, it's not entirely his fault. Anurag Bhasin, Pakistan has tickets booked. Media circus, 72 hours stunt to smear India while they stay relevant. Don't play the spirit of game. This is pure geopolitics. 100% correct, Anurag Bhasin. But if there is more to it, by adding to the intrigue and adding to the drama, if even on Monday you don't say that you will, or you commit to the fact that you will play the India game on the 15th, what about the fans? Have you ever thought about the fans, that the people? I understand this is geopolitics. I understand this is politics, and only politics. This has nothing to do with cricket. You talk about the spirit of the game. The spirit of the game was never even relevant as far as Pakistan is concerned. The question here is, what about the fan? What about the traveling media? What about the broadcaster? What about the advertiser? What about ticket sales? What about all of these little segments of the ecosystem which are veered towards the India Pakistan game? Should it go on? Should it not happen? Should it be stopped? Should it go? Broadcaster will obviously send and spend enormous amount of money, branding, in stadia, planning. All of that goes for a toss in the absence of clarity, Anurag Bhasin. So while it is easy for us to sit on our armchairs and say, oh, you know what, it is acutely a political call, from the standpoint of the ICC and the organizers, it becomes a logistical nightmare. And that's where Pakistan cannot mess around with or hold the tournament to ransom. And if they do that, they will have to pay the brunt of it, because this is not one thing that the ICC will take lying down. Broad Street, ongoing farce reflects ICC's institutional inefficiency. No, I don't think so. ICC is playing the weight game. ICC is playing the game diplomatically to try and understand. Once Pakistan comes up with their option, they will take the final call, and that's it. I mean, they are not showing any hurry. They are not showing any weakness. They are not showing any desperation either to try and push Pakistan. Evan Ishan is a better option. You can say that. Best thing about Indian team, players like Iyer, Gill, Jaiswal, Sami, Siraj not getting a chance in this T20 side. Shobboshachi Basu. We have been talking about this for the longest time, isn't it? That India can easily field two T20 teams, and both T20 teams can take out any team in the world. In fact, think about it. India's parallel T20 team will have a Vaibhav Suryavanshi and a Yashasvi Jaiswal opening. You have a Shubman Gill at number 3. You have a Shreyash Iyer at number 4. Imagine Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, Shreyash Iyer. You can have a Riyan Parag at number 5. Unbelievable. Imagine the depth of talent. You can have a Ravindra Jadeja at number 6. You can have you can have a Shahbaz Nadeem as well in that team if you want to. And then among the bowlers, you have a Mohammad Siraj. You have a Ravi Bishnoi. You have it's top quality. You can have you have enormous amount of talent in this Indian side. You can actually make two teams, and both teams are capable of beating the best in the world. Bruce Street, India's media obsession with Pakistan is exhausting. Constant coverage, exactly the attention they crave, never actually walk the talk. It's not about Indian media's obsession. It is about the practicalities of what is at stake, and it is about how the tournament is being betrayed by a member board and how they can't do that, and how the ICC should see the writing on the wall, and so should the member boards, and act with a definitive stance in this case. Even if Pakistan comes, they should be pulled up for the way they have conducted themselves in this entire matter and held the tournament to ransom. Viraj More, Harshit more of a bowler than an all-rounder, 100%. Apart from one ODI, his batting hasn't clicked. He's good with the new ball, expensive at the death. Make no mistake, he's a bowler. I mean, had it been anybody else who's an all-rounder in place of Harshit, along with Shivam Dubey, had it been Harshal Patel, for example, India could have won that game. I mean, you were talking about 50 runs in 4 overs, and that 100% happens in a T20 game the way Shivam Dubey was going. India did not have that extra batter, as a result of which India had to lose. So you're totally correct. Harshit is more of a bowler who can bat. The noise survives because Indian media keeps feeding it. I'm sorry, Brute, that is not the Brute Street. That is not the point here. The rationalization is you have to also question and put things out in the open and question Pakistan for the nonsense that they do. You know, if the Pakistani media will feed into the narrative and will support the narrative that, oh, you know what, this is a just call by the political establishment, that the political establishment is rogue, that the political establishment prioritizes domestic politics over international sport, in this case cricket, you need to call them out, and precisely what I've been doing. Evan, Sanju will destroy our World Cup chance. Not like that. Shanko Guho, welcome. Buryada, as I heard, RPSG and Imami leaving from MBA. No, it's not true. It's not true at all. It's not true at all. At all. Absolutely not. From next season, there's been no talk like that. No talk. Mohun Bagan Super Giants at this point in time, Sanjeev Goenka leaving Mohun Bagan Super Giant, there has been zero talk. Mohun Bagan Super Giant continues to play at the YBK, the Salt Lake Stadium. They have not even asked for a reduction in fees. East Bengal has said they will play at the Kishore Bharati, which is a smaller venue, to save some costs. Mohun Bagan has not even said that. I've heard nothing to suggest that RPSG will not be a part of Mohun Bagan, or for that matter, Imami will not be part of East Bengal. In fact, I was at the East Bengal club even yesterday for the Bengal Super League semi-final, and 2 days back I spent about a couple of hours with Nituda or Devabrata Sarkar, East Bengal's leading face in terms of management. I did not hear anything like this. Sanju is playing since 10 years, still not established. I agree, and you feel for that. You know the guy has talent. You also know that he has not always received the best side of the draw. So you want him to do well. At the same time, you realize the time is running out. Last day to change your squad to last minute changes for India. We know what the last minute changes can be. We absolutely know what the last minute changes can be. You need better lighting. Okay, we wait for our new studio. We will get better lighting. Don't you worry. Responding to our questions and thoughts, you are always welcome. This show is as much about interactivity as it is about anything else. And I love doing this because I get to interact with you all for about 40-45 minutes. Babar Azam is like hype by Pakistan cricket. Look, he had quality at one point in time and used to play some incredibly good shots, but thereafter, unfortunately, he's kind of gone down. So I understand where the hype was created from, but I don't think he has been able to live up to the hype. Sanju has had 5-6 years. Viraj More hasn't locked down his role. I agree. I absolutely agree, and that is why these kind of things. No head coach, no preparation. Rudra Patnaik, you're right, and they agreed to playing the tournament. I mean the whole point is at one point in time they said they will not pay. If they were asked to pay, they will not play. Thereafter, in that meeting in Delhi, did they come under pressure? Because they were the ones who said they will take more time to respond. Did they come under pressure? Was it because of the involvement of the minister that they agreed to play? Is it the best preparation? Are they doing justice to the sport? These are all very fair questions, Rudra Patanaik. Unfortunately, I don't have definitive answers to this, but you're 100% right in asking these questions. Your thoughts on East Bengal Club Stadium renovation? Very, very impressive. The GOAT Sunil Chetri, the corporate box, the executive box where players will sit and do their meetings, the coach will address the players. That second story, I was given a tour. I was kind of taken up and shown the whole facility. Very, very impressive. The floodlights have come from March. I'm told that if the floodlights gets installed, completed by March, it gets completed by March, then they will start playing, or they will request the IFF that they want to play the ISL from next year in their own ground. They will at least practice in their own ground for sure. It's coming out very, very impressive. It's not too hot in CCU. It's very good weather, Sriyansh Jain. Very, very nice weather. In the morning, it's still that little chill is there, and I'm told the weather office has predicted that the chill will kind of come back for a few days. It's beautiful weather. Eden Gardens T20 World Cup matches tickets will be available. They are available. They are available on Book My Show, Anurag Malpani. You can go and get the tickets. They are available. As per your promise, and any improvement in infra of Eden is what I've been told, that there is improvement, or they are trying to improve. They did an inspection a couple of days back, and this is something that is of serious importance, Shriyansh. Under 19 India versus Pakistan does not create any controversy. When has India Pakistan not created any controversy, especially when so much is at stake, Simon Mitra, with the World Cup semi-final spot at stake? Let me close the show. 43 minutes. Any consequence from army? Any private? But they've taken permission. The army people were there. They've taken permission. It's almost 80% done. The thing is 80% done. They've taken every permission. It's coming out beautiful, the boat Sunil Chetri. As I said, the welding was going on. I was taken to the top to give me a tour. The AstroTurf, which has come in on the side, looking excellent. It's coming out very, very well. They've got their ambulance in place. They've got the medical facilities in place. The cafe is, it's coming out very good. Telecast update, I think it will be Doordarshan, and it will be private OTT platforms. FSDL will not. There has been a letter that has been sent. Look at the Red Sports site. A new letter that was sent yesterday by the All India Football Federation to the Sports Ministry, apprising them of all the developments and other details. So don't think the crisis has ended. Yes, this is a makeshift league, but going forward, can they put a structure in place? It's a 7-page letter. We put it out on Red Sports already, Rudra Patnaik. You might want to go and check that. Broad Street, Pakistan at Godhuli Bala, Shotti Tai. On that note, thank you very much for watching. Gargi Raut with the pre-match show in 15 minutes.